Greetings everyone, my name is Nugat Mamo. Today I will present you about the physical properties of alkanes. At the end of this topic, you will be able to explain the physical properties of alkanes. Uh, First, let's see the structure of alkanes. Alkanes exhibit tetrahedral geometry with a bond angle of 109.47 between them. The methane molecule has tetrahedral structure. A good example of the alkanes is the simplest one, which is methane. In methane, there is one carbon atom bonded with what four other hydrogen atom and forms what tetrahedral structure with a bond angle of what 109.5 degrees Celsius. The next is the solubility of alkanes. Alkanes are nonpolar organic compounds. They contain carbon-carbon bond and also carbon to hydrogen bond. This indicates that there is a little difference in electronegativity value between carbon and hydrogen. This implies alkanes are nonpolar covalent molecules. By applying the like dissolves like principle, polar molecules are soluble in polar solvents, whereas nonpolar molecules are soluble in nonpolar solvents. Hence, alkanes are nonpolar. They are almost insoluble in polar solvents, just like water, but they are soluble in polar solvents like benzene, toluene, ether, and also what carbon tetrachloride. The third point is the boiling point of alkanes. Alkanes exhibit weak intermolecular forces called van der Waals force, hold their molecules together. The strength of this force increase with the increased interface area or molecular mass of the alkanes. The boiling point of alkanes increase with increasing molecular weight. For alkanes of the same carbon number, branch chain isomers have lower boiling points than the straight chain or normal chain alkanes. The reason is as branching increases, there is a decrease in surface area, the strength of the molecular force. Okay? The reason is that as branching increases, there is a decrease in surface area and the strength of the intermolecular force, which in turn results in a decrease in boiling point. For example, the boiling point of normal pentane, isopentane, and neopentane are 36 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Celsius, and 9.5 degrees Celsius, respectively. This is the structure of normal pentane. This one is the structure of isopentane. Isopentane 1 methyl side chain group, and this one is neopentane, which contain what two methyl side chains. Okay, the boiling point of these three alkanes indicate that when branching increases, boiling point becomes what decrease. The fourth point is melting point of alkanes. The melting point of alkanes follows the same trend at their boiling point. That is, it increases with an increase in molecular weight. This is attributed to the fact that higher alkanes are solids. It's difficult to overcome intermolecular force of attraction between them. This table indicates first when the number of carbon atom increases, the boiling point and melting point of alkanes also what increased. The fifth point is the physical states of alkanes. The alkanes can exist as gas, liquids, or solids at room temperature. Some branched alkanes, methane, ethane, propane, and butane. That means from carbon number from carbon number 1 up to carbon number 4 are what gases. Pentanes to heptadecane, carbon number 5 to carbon number 17 are liquids. The homologous larger than what heptadecane or greater or equal to carbon number 18 are what solids. Let's summarize the main points. about the physical properties of alkanes. The alkanes can exist as gas, liquids, or solids at room temperature. Alkanes with carbon number 1 up to carbon number 4 exist in gaseous form. Alkanes with carbon number 5 up to carbon number 17 exist in liquid form. And alkanes with carbon number greater or equal to 18 exist in solid forms. Alkanes exhibit tetrahedral structure with a bond angle of at 109.5 degree. Alkanes are insoluble in polar solvents, but they are soluble in nonpolar solvents because alkanes are nonpolar covalent molecules. We have to apply the principle called like dissolves like. The density, melting point, boiling point of the homologous series of alkanes increase as the carbon number increase. Branched chain isomers have lower boiling points and melting points than the straight chain or normal chain alkanes for alkanes of the same carbon number. Exercise is multiple choice question. Choose the correct answer from the given alternative. Number one, what is the physical state of pentane at room temperature and 1 atmospheric pressure? A gas, B solid, C liquid, D plasma. The answer is C because pentane contains what 5 carbon atoms. Carbon number 1 up to 4 exist in gaseous form, and carbon number 5 up to 17 exist in liquid form. Carbon number 18 or greater exist in solid forms. Number 2, the alkane in following group with the highest boiling point. An alkane that contains the highest boiling point is the alkane that has what highest number of carbon atom: methane, ethane, propane, butane. The answer is butane. C, select the substance that you expect to have the higher boiling point. Boiling point increases with an increase in carbon number. A, octane, B, nonane, C, butane, D, tetramethyl butane. Octane contains 8 carbon atoms. B is the answer because nonane contains what 9 carbon atoms. For which member of each pair is hexane a good solvent? A, pentane, B, water, C, hot water, D, none of them. The answer must be what? Pentane, because hexane is an alkane, which is non-polar covalent compound. Pentane also is an alkane, which is a non-polar covalent compound. Water is polar. Hot water also is polar. So the answer must be A. Question number 5. If 25 ml of hexane were added to 100 ml of water in a beaker, which of the following would you expect to happen? Okay, hexane added to what water? Hexane is non-polar, but water is polar solvent. So A, hexane would dissolve in water. B, hexane wouldn't dissolve in water and would float on top. C, hexane wouldn't dissolve in water and would sink to the bottom of the container. D, none, not all above. The answer is B because hexane is a nonpolar. It is dissolved in nonpolar solvents, just like toluene, benzene, carbon tetrachloride, and so on. Water is a polar solvent which can dissolve polar covalent molecules. Question number 6, why the boiling point is higher when the molecular mass is bigger? More energy required to separate molecules from one another. B, less energy required to separate molecules from one another. C, energy is not required to separate molecules from one another. D, surface area of molecules decrease. When the number of carbon atoms increase, the boiling point of alkanes also what increase, because the energy required to separate molecules also what increase. Therefore, the answer is what? A. Question number 3, arrange the following alkanes in decreasing order of boiling point. A, decane greater than 2,2-dimethyl propane, less than 2-dimethyl propane, which is greater than decane. Note, this is not the answer. Number 2, question number, choice number B, arrange the following alkanes in decreasing order of boiling point. A decane is greater than 2,2-dimethyl propane, which is less than 2-dimethyl propane, which is greater than decane. B, 2,2-dimethyl propane greater than decane, which is greater than pentane, greater than 2-methyl propane. C, decane greater than pentane, which is greater than 2,2-dimethyl propane, greater than 2-methyl propane. D, pentane greater than decane, greater than 2,2-dimethyl propane, greater than 2-methyl propane. Okay. According to the physical properties of alkanes, when the carbon number increase, the boiling point also what increase. When the branching increase, the boiling point decreased. Okay, let's see choice number C. Decane is an alkane that contains what? 10 carbon atom. Pentane contains 5 carbon atom. And normal chain. Okay, decane and pentane are what? Normal chains or straight chains. 2,2-dimethyl propane, which contains what? 5 carbon atom. 2-methyl propane, which contains what? 4 carbon atom. Okay, this implies an alkane that contains 10 carbon atom has the highest boiling point, then an alkane that contains 5 carbon atom also have the next. And the third one is pentane forms what? Branch. 2,2-dimethyl propane contain what? 5 carbon atom, but it forms what? Branch. The boiling point of pentane is greater than what? 2,2-dimethyl propane. And the boiling point of 2,2-dimethyl propane is greater than what? 2-methyl propane, because 2,2-dimethyl propane contains 5 carbon atom, but 2-methyl propane contains only 4 carbon atom. Therefore, the answer must be what? C. Let's see the structure of what? All these alkanes. This is the structure of decane, boiling point 174.1 degrees Celsius. And this one is the structure of pentane, normal pentane, with boiling point 36.1 degrees Celsius. This one is neopentane or 2,2-dimethyl propane with boiling point 9.5 degrees Celsius. And this one is 2-methyl propane, which contains 4 carbon atom, which has the least boiling point, because the number of carbon atoms of decane, pentane, and 2,2-dimethyl propane is greater than the number of carbon atoms in 2-methyl propane. Therefore, this has what? The least carbon, the least boiling point. And pentane and neopentane or 2-methyl propane, 2,2-dimethyl propane and pentane has what? The same, have what? The same number of carbon atom, but this one pentane or normal pentane forms what? Straight chain, but this one what? Branch. When the branch increase, the boiling point becomes what? Decrease. That's the reason why the boiling point of pentane is greater than 2,2-dimethyl propane. The boiling point of 2,2-dimethyl propane is greater than what? 2-methyl propane. And decane has what? The highest number of carbon atom, and which has what? The highest boiling point. When we arrange these alkane members in decreasing order of boiling point, decane first, decane greater than pentane, greater than 2,2-dimethyl propane, which is greater than 2-methyl propane. Question number 8, is alkane soluble in water? Alkanes are nonpolar covalent molecules. They are dissolved in nonpolar solvents. Water is a polar solvent. It doesn't dissolve alkanes. Therefore, the answer is A. They are insoluble in water. Question number 9, which of the following is not the characteristics of chain branching? A, lower boiling point. B, the strength of the London dispersion and the van der Waals force reduce, C, surface area increase melting point. Which of the following is not the characteristics of deep branching? When branching increase, the boiling point decrease because surface area increase. Okay, so A is correct, B is also correct, C is also correct. The incorrect one or the incorrect one is D, the increasing melting point. Okay, when the branching increase, the melting point, boiling point also what decrease. Okay, question number 10, which of the following has the highest boiling point for alkane? All these are what the structure of alkane. A contains how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon atoms. What about this one? This alcohol, not a member of what? Alkane, therefore this cannot be what? The answer. C cannot be the answer. So we have to choose the answer from A, B, or D. Okay, A contains 7 carbon atoms, B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this one is normal chain or straight chain. This forms what? Branching increase, boiling point decrease. Therefore, when we compare with the boiling point of choice B and A, is the boiling point of choice B is greater than what? The boiling point of choice A. D has what? Smaller number of carbon atoms, and it also forms what? A branch, therefore it has what? The least boiling point. This implies the answer is B. Thank you for watching.